The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our latest Compunal Digital webinar, How to Enhance Operational Excellence Using Power BI Reports. Let's take a couple of minutes and allow everyone to join in before we start off with the session.
ला क्या करूँ? है अरुण लो
All right, everyone, welcome back again. Let's get started with the event. I am your host for today, and my name is Tushar. I work as Marketing Manager for Digital Transformation Solutions at Compunal Digital. I'm sure you would be curious to know how Power BI reports can enhance operational excellence, and that has been a key point of discussions between the organization these days. But let's cover a few quick items before we jump on to this call. First, we'll be taking questions at the end of the webinar, which goes as obvious, though we try to adjust all the questions, but in some cases, if some are left unanswered, we are really sorry, but we are surely going to get back to you on that. Without further any delay, let's go ahead and get started. Joining me today is Srinivasa Jalu. Srinivasa works as Director Data Practice at Compunel and has over 18 years of experience specializing in data warehousing, ETL, business intelligence, big data, cloud platforms, to name a few. Thanks, Srini, for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
So, what is it that you can expect in this webinar? Let's have a quick glance on that. So we're going to cover what is, understand more about Power BI and data visualizations. What are the challenges, especially in terms of operational data, that we face these days, and how Power BI can help us enhance it? How can we integrate multiple data sets using Power BI? And also, we're going to look at some of the industry use cases. You can be rest assured to learn how to create operational dashboards by seeing industry use cases and how that has been created, which provided operational excellence to companies from different walks of life. How business user driven data dashboard can help you, especially with self BI. How to reduce complexity of the data using Power BI. Without any further ado, I hand it over to you, Srini.
Thank you, Tushar. Thanks for introduction about me and about the today's topic. So now I'm going to start with the today's topic. But before jumping into the actual topic, I would like to brief about the Power BI tool and the technology. And then we will see our actual topic and how it is going to be helpful for the organizations, how it is going to resolve, the different issues at operational level, and how it is going to enhance the operational challenges and all, and how it is enhance operational excellency and all. So if you look at this slide, so what is Power BI? Power BI is a visualization tool, and it has many flavors and many tools and technologies within it. And if you look at, there are a couple of things mentioned over here. There is a service and desktop, mobile apps, developer, and gateway. And service is the online, web-based, cloud-based SaaS, software as a service product. And whereas desktop is locally installed, and majority of the times developers will use this desktop, and they'll create the reports and dashboards, and they'll publish later point of time to the service. And there are certain customized mobile apps will be available with this product, and REST APIs available to create apps that integrate with Power BI, and gateway node and gateway to control access and refresh the data at online at a required speed and frequency. So as many of you might aware and know about the Power BI product by this time, but just to recap, I have shown this slide. So let's move on to the next slides. So this is just an architecture of the Power BI. If you look at how it is going to connect and integrating with the different applications within the organization, this diagram will explain and give some insights about it. And if you look at the products, just now I explained, there is a Power BI desktop, and where you will pull the data, and you can create certain reports and dashboards, and then you will publish into the Power BI services, and then that services reports can be accessed across mobile apps and through desktops or any laptop, iPad, any of the other means, because it is going to be a web browser based, SaaS based. And if you look at the left side, there are different on-premise databases, Excel sheets, any other files in the Google Drive or OneDrive, anywhere, and the cloud-based databases. Everything could be integrated and could be processed the data through Power BI, and then these Power BI reports can be published through Power BI services that can be accessed through different modern devices like mobile devices, and then iPad, and then laptop or desktop, any means. At the same time, if you are familiar with the Microsoft products, and already such certain reports are available in SSRS or any kind of SSAS, SQL Server Analysis Services, that kind of data and reports could be reutilized using the Power BI. That facility also is available as it is Microsoft product. So let's move on to the next slide. So this is some of the challenges we identified in the industry. So these are the challenges, remain challenges for certain years to the organizations. So what are the challenges to the current BI systems and existing BI applications which are already implemented at different organizations, whether it is an enterprise level or even for a certain line of business level? So first challenge we identified, lack of BI strategy. So most of the organizations, they begin with something just to showcase or create certain reports to solve some purpose of their particular department or particular line of business or particular group or a particular region. But later point of time, because of lacking of their strategy, their BI application and the solution will fail badly. And then the next challenge what we identified, business intelligence when you don't know how to code. So for example, now the scenario is nowhere the same as 10 years ago or 15 years ago. Earlier, there are developers who are experts technically, were able to create the reports and dashboards and providing different metrics and all. So those reports were reutilized at the same time, next level business users and all. But if they want to create or change any kind of reports, that time it was not the possible scenario. But when the business users want to create certain reports, even if they don't know how to code, so how to do it? So this is one more challenge we identified: lack of training and execution. This is the more challenging part, so when we are going with a traditional BI applications or system implementation, so there is a huge training requirement is needed for across the organizations, especially to the business users and all. The reason behind it, they are not technical, but this product requires huge technical capabilities like SQL coding and other coding part, and execution part also very crucial thing and challenging part. So, and the next challenge what we identified: lack of BI impact, low utilization, or you can say ROI, return of investment. So though you are investing millions of dollars on your BI applications and other, end of the day, end users are not much comfortable just because they don't know the technology and they don't know how to code it, they don't know how to debug it, and even they cannot write any code because they don't know SQL. And the traditional BI applications are very complex to understand. So after implementing it, even what they realize, they will comfortable with the Excel sheets and any other spreadsheets they are used to be. So still they have implemented and invested a lot of money on the traditional BI applications at enterprise level, but nobody trying or showing interest to use it. So lack of BI impact is the one of other challenge we identified. So business intelligence with unstructured data. So earlier only structured data, most of the business intelligence traditional BI tools were supported. So with the recent emerging unstructured data, so there are a lot of other challenges also emerging in the BI world. So this is one more challenge we identified. Installation and deployment. This is the major challenge I can say. There were at times, so it takes weeks and weeks to implement, configure, set up traditional BI tools, even the client tool at user's desktop and server setup, and lot of hurdles were there that time, so the installation and then even code deployment and migrating one environment to the other environment, there is a lot of dependency to migrate even the reports. There was a huge strong capabilities or technical expertise is required to do all these things. There is a maintenance cost, and there is a hurdles installation and deployment as well. So now I would like to explain one by one how these challenges can be resolved by Power BI, kind of the latest and greatest technology. BI, it's not just a BI, you can say it's a data visualization, data analytics tool. It has many flavors in it, whatever that requires for today's data trends, it can provide us. So the lack of BI strategy, when somebody wants to go ahead with a Power BI kind of tool, if they don't have any proper BI strategy, it's okay. The reason behind it, it can integrate and it can consume any kind of data at any point of time. Even if they want to enhance it to the enterprise level, or they want to use it any individual line of business or for a group, even later point of time, if they want to integrate all these reports under the same dashboards, all these facilities can be possible using Power BI. And the next challenge, business intelligence when you don't know how to code. With the emerging, the latest tool like Power BI, even business users or end users, the people doesn't know anything about the coding, or who are more comfortable with the Excel sheet also can create their own reports and dashboards. Simply they can convert their Excel sheets, or they will import this data from Excel sheets to the Power BI reports and dashboards, so that it can be resolved. Lack of training and execution. Even I don't think the much training is required for Power BI. So hardly 1-2 days training, and there's a lot of content and training materials is available at Microsoft and everywhere. Education, Microsoft Education, their universities very good to get the details and all. And then a lack of BI impact, so with the ease of use of this tool and easy to understand, easy to learn, and web browser based, and there is no limitation of the devices and all the business users and every user trying to try something to use it and learn about this tool, so that it's utilization of this tool and the solution is high, so that whatever the money or the investment that you put on your solution using Power BI can be utilized well, and so that the utilization rate and ROI is more. And business intelligence with unstructured data, there is no limitation with Power BI. Even unstructured data also can be extracted and can be shown in your dashboards based on your requirement. Installation and deployment, this is very lightweight tool, you can say. If you have a Power BI desktop, anybody can install in a local machine. And again, the services, it's a web browser based and it's a SaaS based cloud application, and anybody can use it. There is no hurdles for installation and deployment, any configuration. Even the business users or any end users can do it on their own. So now I want to show something here. The next slide, how to enhance operational excellence using Power BI. Okay, so we found and we came up with an approach. So step-by-step approach, so there is a step-by-step process to enhance operational excellency. So in order to do it, what we identified as a step 1, step 2, step 3, and so on. As a preliminary step, we say that, understand the business first and then identify operational issues. Okay, so here what I mean to say, first, whatever the business, you should understand it. And operational issues are not same for every business. There may be a 50-60% can be common for different organizations, but remaining 40 or 50% are very unique. Okay, everybody's problem is unique, so what we mentioned here, understand the business and their identify operational challenges or issues, and the build the common model. What does it mean, right? So in any enterprise level, every department or every group or every line of business might have used their own uh, solutions, their own report, their own Excel sheets, this kind of thing. What we can achieve using Power BI, we can simply go ahead and create a common model or data model, so that that model can accumulate the data from different sources. We can integrate it, we can club it, and then we can refresh the data into it. And then once the build the common model is ready, and then we suggest that go with individual reports, build the individual reports for individual departments or line of business. But we can use under the global dashboard. What does it mean? These dashboards can be used across the global by top management like vice presidents, CEOs, CIOs, any CXOs. But when it comes to the individual reports and the other things can be used by operational manager, maybe mid-level management and all. So this could be possible. And then once your reports, dashboards, everything is ready, we can publish online and enable different devices, desktop or laptop or mobile, for better connectivity. Once we are ready with the reports and dashboards, we can publish it online through the Power BI services, and then enable different devices. So as I said, it's a platform independent, and this is the more advantage with the Power BI. There's no limitation with the devices. Let it be a desktop or a laptop or an iPad, even a mobile can be used to utilize this data using these Power BI reports and all, so that it is useful for better connectivity. So that nowhere nothing can be missed at any point of time. All the business users or the sales representatives or mid-level management or high-level management within the organizations, they connect each other through the data across the organization, enterprise level. So the next step is measure the results and take actions. So what is the this is the last step in our way. So whenever we implemented certain solution, there should be a measuring mechanism. So the results should be measured. So how the results are matching, how the results are improve our decision making, how the results are giving us better results in terms of taking the decisions, or any kind of improvement in our business or our operational excellency, and then take actions accordingly with the results. So these are the different step-by-step process we identified to enhance the operational excellence and all. Now let's move to the next slide. So there are two use cases I came up with. So as a real-time approach, what we built for certain customers, even it is not limited for those customers, it can be useful and it can be enhanced and can be fit into any of your organization's needs, and your it can solve your problems as well. Let us begin with the use case one, operational optimization for airport services. So this is one use case we implemented for one of the airport services company. I'll give you the client background. It's a leading independent provider of airport services in North America. It provides solutions to aviation and logistics services. If you look at the portfolio of services offered in these areas of cargos and then passengers, ramp, technical services like construction, electrical and plumbing, or else it's a mechanical service, and then baggage, etc. Okay, so the client has a strong track record of creating lasting value of their clients and their shareholders, their people and the communities in which they operate. Basically, they are a cargo service provider, and they're not limited to cargo. They have different services. So this is all about the client background and business need. So what is the business need that drives them to implement this solution, our solution? Okay, so the customer had been using different Microsoft Office tools. There, some of them are using Word, some of them are using MS Access, and some of them Excel sheets over last 15 years for maintaining their databases and all. So they are heterogeneous and they're maintaining the databases here and there. Some of them, the data they're maintaining in Excel sheets, spreadsheets, these kind of different Microsoft tools they're using. And then segregated standalone databases had become difficult to maintain. So there is no proper integration mechanism or management to integrate the different data points or the data bases to take the decisions. That is one more challenge for them. And there is the biggest challenge was to identify the profitability of the customer projects as a salaries or job estimates or capacity consumed, or else you can say actual customer pricing has been maintained in different formats and locations. This is one more biggest challenge for them. So the reason behind it, so each and every data point here I mentioned, for example, salaries they are maintaining in a different system, in a different format, and their job estimates or work estimates, their capacity planning is mentioned in other system and all, other format again, and actual customer pricing has been maintained in a different system and different format altogether. When they want to take the decisions across these points, data points, they don't have a common platform, and even they want to convert them into a single format, there is no mechanism because there is no platform within them which can support the different formats and different locations and different data points. So customer cannot immediately change how they work today. Sometimes, right, the major big organizations, they plan to change something on the floor in operational level, but they cannot do that, simply just because how to begin and where to begin and how to do and how to take this decision on the operational level, they don't know. So these are the business need or business challenges, I can say. Now, what is our solution? What we proposed and implemented? We proposed two phases of the project, the phase one and phase two. And phase one, phase two are here. The first we integrated a platform with different data points and databases, and we clubbed them and we clubbed their data sources together, and we made them into a single data format. And then as a solution two, we implemented the Power BI solution, which could take the data from any data point or any format, and then we prepared a common model. From there we created the reports and dashboards, and we just provided them the solution across their enterprise level, and we shared it through their mobile devices, their desktop, laptop, and their each and every mean of the media, you can say. So we published it so that they could take the advantage from every device and everywhere. And the benefit and value, before we are moving to benefit and value, I would like to show you the actual reports and the dashboards using the Power BI tool, Power BI desktop and the online services. So just give me a moment. I'm going to open the reports, the kind of operational reports that we built. Okay, so if you look at this, so these are the reports that we built to identify um, each and every department wise, or each and every station, or any month wise, what is the cost center wise, what are the efforts they might have put. If you look at, if you select any of the cost center or any of the station, for example AGA, so this is the data, so what is the efforts. And if we put the other stations, what are the efforts, we will get in the month wise also we want to see. So we can see that these kind of reports could help them to solve their purpose, especially their HR operations and all. And so that then they can take the business decisions how to utilize the resources, cost center wise, station wise, month wise. They can pull the data and they can see graphical representation in terms of bar charts, pie charts, and gauge charts, so that they can take the business decisions. And what else we implemented for them? So if you look at this, so as I mentioned, those are into the flight services or the cargo services. Every day they have to send certain shipments or cargoes from one station to the other station, and at the same time they have to track it. So every day, how much shipments or how much cargo, how much kilos are moving, are coming and receiving, what is their status. So month wise, week wise, and at the same time, if they know upfront that any particular day or any particular day of the week or any particular week of the month or any particular month of the year, their business is growing or down, up and down. So what it is, they want to implement a historical view of the data. At the same time, the comparison between week to week and month to month and year to year, and across the stations, regions, and all. For example, we implemented this kind of reports. This is for everything. If I click on the central, so whoever is responsible for the central region, they can see their data and all here, data points. For example, this is total tonnage by week. So how much tonnage they are sending it. If you look at this one, weekday wise, Saturday, and then and other days, so Tuesday, how it is, on which day of the week it is more and which day of the week it is less. So these kind of things we can see. And then if we want cost center wise also, region, for example, I'm selecting eastern region, and then within two cost centers I find, if I click on any of the cost center, it is going to show that particular cost center. If I have the data for 2019, I don't want to see only 2019 I want to see. I don't want to see any more 2018. So I have that flexibility. If I want to see entire data, I can see entire data. If I want to see only the March month in 2019, if we have the data, again we get it. So within that month, again, if we want to see any particular week 12th, I want to see. If I have any data, it will show you. For example, if I want to see week 11, it will show you like that. So this is what all about these reports and all we created. So it solved their purpose because it's ready-made, available. No need to calculate it again and again. No need to keep this data in Excel sheets, or some of them keeping in databases and silos data, and there is no quality of the data. We segregated all the problems, and then finally we kept it into their dashboards and reports, so that any of the business users can log in and they can see, they can take the business decisions. And the similar kind of, it's developments, you can say. What is the developments region wise they want to see? And if you, for example, if we take the January month, so each day wise, if you just scroll on your cursor or your mouse, so it will give you on which date what is the total tonnage. You need not to click on it. You just move on your cursor, so that it will show you the total tonnage and all. So that is the beauty of this Power BI tool, and especially the solution we made. And if you look at if they want to see demographics or geographics wise, which state it is, Nevada, you can see total tonnage. State wise also we implemented, so that some of them are more comfortable to see the state wise on a geographical way. And the cost center wise, if I want to see the cost center wise also, you can, and month wise, and a day wise, anything is possible. So, and this one is YTD, and here there is a comparison. There is a yellow line and blue line. We are comparing year to date, 2018 versus 2019 here, and then you can see the dotted line yellow and then the thick line blue, and we implemented this one to compare year to year. On particular in this year at this time, what is the business, how it is doing, whether we are really improved on that particular point of time or else decreased, our business is dropped out or improved. These kind of things, that is a need for them. So without thinking in a second thought, they can just come and log in here and they can check. In that way they can enhance and they can take the decisions, they can enhance their operational excellence, so that any kind of operational management or even the top management can see what's going on. So from each region, again each cost center and each station wise how it is doing, they can see, and they can take the business decisions. And apart from that, we built this certain operational reports. If you look at here, region, JFK, South, Eastern, Central, Canada, this kind of. So, and then top 8, sometimes they may want to see what are my top 8 stations that they're doing really great and really good. So we built it. So each station wise, each and every month wise, how it is doing. So it is giving all these graphs and all. And then overall, overall how it is doing. For example, a week wise, week 1, if I want to see overall, it is going to give the data. If I want to see entire weeks, it will show us the data. And it is JFK related. And this is JFK areas business. If they want to track it, they can simply go ahead and see any particular day they want to see on Sunday what happened, so they can see what is their business and all. So that is the beauty of these dashboard and reports that we build. And west area, just like JFK area, there's a west area reports also there. And cost center wise, we build certain reports. Okay, if you look at the west region, there are different cost centers will be there. Each cost center, again, if you look at the customer names also will be changed. You can say Lufthansa and Alaska Airlines or Air Canada, and then any kind of their airline services, how they're doing. So how they're doing, how they're dealing with the particular airline services from particular cost center, particular region, particular air station. So again, this is YTD data, as I mentioned earlier. Monthly, if they want to track it, their operational excellency and how they're doing and how they're dealing. For example, how many kilos they're importing, exporting, and this kind of thing. Region wise. If I want to select a central region, it will show only central region data. If I want to select only JFK, so it will give us only JFK data if it has. So this kind of flexibility is there. Again, cost center, JFK, there are different cost centers at the buildings, we can say, are the towers. Okay, so if I select a particular tower, it talks about that particular tower within the station, how it is doing. So within that tower, within that building, terminal, you can say. So how it is doing, so how much is imported and exported, what is the total tonnage. Within that, again, weekday wise, how it is doing. If you look at Thursday, it is doing great, and then second followed by Sunday and then Tuesday. So if any operational management, if they want to see this kind of metrics, it's very graphical, beautiful, and then simply they can observe what's happening over there. And different kind of bar charts and graphs we mentioned. And if you look at, right, so for example, May 2019, if you just move your cursor, it will show on particular date what is the total tonnage for cost region JFK, and then cost center is particular cost center. And even we can drill down further up to a customer name, like flight services also we can mention over here. And AE hours. So AE hours means like whenever their employees, whether it is a regular employees, contractors, maybe partial employees, how they're dealing, how much overtime they're putting in regular hours, report list, salaried, these kind of information also they want to see. And again, they want to tie up with the cost centers. They want to tie up with certain stations and all. So we developed it, and that is certain development, you can say. So what is the development is happening? Again, we maintain certain things for here. Now I want to show you uh, one more thing here. Um, so this is all about the use case one thing, and if you want to see, we built one interesting thing here, and I will show you the profile related thing, so that it is very good. Meanwhile, it takes 1 minute, or else meanwhile we can go ahead and come back quickly from here. So by the time it opens, let's talk about this and we go back there. I think it's open. Just allow me a minute, please. Yes. Um, yeah. So what is all about this one we built here? For example, if any top management or the middle management or operational management wants to come and see what's happening, what are the demographics? For example, they want to study about particular station at the airport. For example, I want to click on this, and then I want to see who is the point of contact. Okay, so all their profile, the station profile is maintained in this way. So this is the general manager, and is the name, and this is the mail IDs, and this is the data, and these kind of information we mention. So that it's a graphically well maintained, so that anybody can just come over here, and it's a handy, it's a handy book, or you can say guide for them. Simply they can log in here, they can simply click on any of the station, so that they can read all the demographics. Okay, who is the contact person, what is the mobile number, and what is their other demographics, they can read. So what is the airport, and what are the total warehouses available, total employees they are working there, and truck doors and public hours, everything they can see. So now let's go back to our slide presentation. Yeah. So what is the benefit and value of this solution? I will talk about it now. So what they achieved, right, the increased operational efficiency, scalability, and standardization than previous model of working. So what they realized, there were a lot of hurdles for them. Their data was here and there. They never know which data is available where, and how to integrate the HR data or any salary data with the operational data, or maybe operational data with for one airport or one station with the other station. And again, the different regions are using different Excel sheets and all. So with the emerging of this technology and this particular solution, this use case solved them their problem, and their increased operational efficiency and all. Now everything is all the dots were connected together to form a very good solution. It's like a data lineage, you can say. So what happened in this particular station, and how to improve my operations here, and whom to contact here, what is the station profile here, how a particular station, again within a particular customer, particular air service provider, airline services, how we are dealing with it. So what is the SLAs, is there any SLAs are missing, how to deal with, and how to improve all this kind of, and improve the performance of data access and reporting by allowing ad hoc reporting and all. So earlier there was no ad hoc reporting, simply whatever they want to do, it's a one time thing, and they have to use it. If they want to change the reporting, again they have to consult technical team, or else they have to write the formulas, rebuild the formulas in Excel sheets and all. Now it is not the case. Whatever the data that gets into our way in the back end, that will get refreshed hourly, and even more frequently here, and that can be replicated here. And all the management folks, or the middle management or operational management team, always they have data readily available in their hand, in different mode of devices and all. And then 75% of their time in maintaining data and reporting, saving. So here all the people were working just to maintain their data, and creating the reports, and they're correcting the reports and building the formulas every time. But with the emerging of this solution, they saved 75% of saving of time on maintaining data and reporting. Now they are just concentrating how to read these metrics and how to take the better decisions and whom to contact, how quickly we can solve the problem. So their approach and their goal and their thought process changed a lot. They turn around from their hurdles to the decision making. So that is the advantage, and customer was able to implement the project within budget, schedule, with no risk to their operations. So earlier, if they want to enhance their business into particular airport or airline services, they want to think 100 times, because they don't know the data connecting points. If they emerging into the new market or a new services, they don't know what's going to happen. But with the historical data available here and predictions that we made here and the operational reports that we made here, whenever they want to emerging or they want to enter into the different uh, uh, line of business or services, or within the same line of business different platform or different station, they can simply go and log in and fetch that data, integrate the data points into the Power BI solution that we made, so that it resolved in this way. Hope this solution can be fit into many of your organizations that you are working with, and it can solve your problems as well. So like 50-60% of the operational challenges are common for everyone, and then remaining few problems are there. Those are unique for some people. Now let us move to the next slides. Use case 2. This one again, logistics, e-commerce logistics optimization. Okay, so and then let us quickly see this one. What it is. I will tell you the client background. Client is one of the big e-commerce providers. They have a lot of operations happening. The relevant data set included 3,000K annual shipment transactions. They will utilize different service providers, logistics service providers, to pick and drop and to the shipments, and then weights and their volumes, providers to maintain all this data is a very challenging thing for them. The business need for them is this customer had been using different logistics provider services, as I mentioned, but there is no common point of contact or point integral part or the common engine where all these logistics metrics can be kept in a single place. No single platform or the reporting solution to integrate for them to see this one. It has been taking several hours to days to take decisions on how one shipment has been delivered or handled. That is one more problem for them. And then the initial step involved gaining insights into the data and providing client with clear picture. So there are certain business needs or business challenges they are facing. Though they are utilizing different logistic provider services, there is no common platform to connect them better, so that their communication coordination will be improved, so that these kind of things can be resolved so quickly. And now e-commerce logistics optimization, what we built the solution, we proposed shipment lifecycle engine and quick data insights using Power BI. There is two method or two-phase method we implemented here, our approach we implemented here for this customer as well. So first we prepared a data integration platform. We call it as a shipment lifecycle engine. So where it collects and integrates different service providers data into a common platform and gathers and refine the different data sets, and then so it will push the data and provide the data into the Power BI reports and all. So the phase 2 solution is to build the Power BI reports and dashboards by consuming the data that we built using the data integration platform called Shipment Lifecycle Engine. Okay, so I will show you quickly what kind of reports we built and how it was enhanced their operations again. So before we jump into the benefit and value, I will quickly show their reports and all. Will come back here. So And now if you look at these reports, right, so for example, if any e-commerce industry, they want to send the shipments and deliver the shipments on a right time through different vendors, you can say different logistics companies. So but they don't have any mechanism to calculate how much time it is taking, right? Submitted to confirm to ship, and submitted to ship. And these kind of information they have in Excel sheets, and siloed data and certain data is in database, certain data in Excel sheets and all. So we integrated all the platforms. We maintained a common platform. All the calculations, measures, everything happened at Power BI level. So anybody comes and see the data, what's happening in particular carrier, or you can say by fulfiller, they can see the data. And if they want to see any kind of other fulfiller also, they want to see, they can see here. And a particular time frame or a date frame, what's happening, they want to see, simply they can see here. If they want to see what's happening with particular fulfiller, or maybe a carrier, means here it is a logistic provider, they can see. So all these things can be possible with a single solution for them. And then we implemented forecasting. So this is most important for them to set up their plans, set up their process engine, and set up their manpower and all. The reason behind it is if they can predict, on particular year or particular month or particular quarter, our shipments can be expected more or shipments can be less. Even the shipments are can be segregated further based on a logistics provider or the carrier. For example, DHL, what is my production is will look like based on the past data. If you look at, I will show you the other one, DPD. So how it is look like. So these kind of predictions also can be possible. So let's go back quickly and complete the slide for this use case. So what is the benefit and value? Single platform we created so that they can access the data across, and then increase operational efficiency, scalability, and standardization of data, improved customer satisfaction. Earlier they don't have a common platform. There is no connectivity between different logistics vendor, and what is the starting point and what is the ending point, nobody knows. After emerging this one, it was pretty much good, and they can take the decisions so faster, so that customer satisfaction has been improved, and 300% improvement in shipment delivery time. Earlier, for example, it was taking 3 days. That shipment delivery has come down to 1 day, because the better coordination, better communication, and better data points integrated together, and always data is available with the sales reps, their marketing people, the delivery team, and their management everywhere. And measurable savings in cost per shipment and all. There is a huge cost savings also there. And then why Power BI? So why we chosen Power BI to implement this solution? So Power BI, right? So there is no limitation for the data sources and all. Anything can be integrated, and any kind of products we can use. Let it be a Power BI desktop, Power BI services. Within services, there is a lot many things we can do. Reports, let it be a dashboards. Data refresh can happen online so quickly and frequently. And if you look at the data sources, let it be on-premise data or cloud data, can be integrated together and pull it together. And there are different set of data sources we can consume. And if you look at this slide, right, so just bring your story to life with data, right? So if you provide the data, this tool can fill the life to it. So you can say clean dashboards that tell a story well, and the relationship it can maintain data together. And also it's so user friendly, and mobile app available for sharing visualizations and reports. So that's one more reason. So if you look at, right, there is no platform limitation. Let it be a mobile or any device, we can share it across. And then one key for everybody, Power BI solution, self-service BI. So that is the more advantage and more beautiful thing with this tool. Anybody can use, so even you are a end user or a business user, or maybe a non-technical person or a technical person or a management person, simply you can get the data and you can use your data. Even you can share your reports if you have any content packs, or maybe if you have any Power BI apps kind of, you can share each other. You can log in and you can take the business decisions. So these are all the things that we already discussed. What kind of license models and all we have, Power BI Pro, Power BI Premium, and certain reports, desktop, Power BI mobile, these kind of things we already discussed. Why Power BI means it's out of box dashboards we can create, real-time dashboards, hybrid data sources we can integrate with, self-service BI reporting, inbuilt connectors are available provided by Microsoft. So integrated fast and deployment. So this is what we planned for today. Now I hand over to Tushar for questions and answer session.
Thanks, Srini. We open the forum for any questions. If you have one, please feel free to type that in the question section and we'll just take it up over here.
Tushar, I got one question here from the forum. Like the question is, they're asking, right, Joe, is Power BI is a open source, is a licensed one? So the answer is, if you want to use it for maybe a training purpose, you can use it as a free of cost. But there are certain limitations using it, maybe using online services, maybe a limited to a 1 GB data, and then Power BI desktop. There are certain limitations are there. You can use it for training purpose. But if you want to implement in a real time as a project, you should go with either um, pro licensed version or premium versions. So for your question, I think I answered. I hope I answered that it has both the flavors. It is not open source, but if you are a student or if you want to take some training, you can use a free version. Thank you.
Thanks, Srini.
One more question I got, Tushar.
Sure.
So somebody is asking from the forum, how Power BI desktop is different than the Power BI services. So thanks for asking this question. Power BI desktop is something that we implemented, installed at your laptop or a desktop, that we create the reports and all, that everything we created here. When you want to publish the reports and all, your models will be prepared here and your data sets will be prepared here. Once the reports are developed and everything is ready, we will publish into the online services, Power BI services. Power BI services is the web-based browser based. You can open it anywhere, maybe from your mobile or from your laptop or any kind of device. So anywhere you can implement it. Most of the times business users will use the Power BI services, whereas the developer, the technical teams will be used this Power BI desktop. But there's no limitation. If you have a minimum knowledge of the product and the tools in and out, you can use, anybody can use Power BI desktop as well as services. I hope I answered your question. Thank you.
All right, everyone. We are just short of time right now. Another 5 minutes to go. Probably, if you have any questions, feel free to post in the sections in the question section. You can also send us these questions later and we'll get back to you with the answers. All right, then. Thank you everyone for joining us on this webinar. We really appreciate your time. Feel free to send us the questions if you have any on the email that's mentioned, and we'll get back to you on that. Keep a watch on our upcoming webinars that should hit your inbox soon. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.